All right, welcome everybody. We're back. It's another week. This week, it's the end of May. We're closing in on a half a year already. I can't believe how fast this thing has gone. But we just finished Memorial Day, and I know everybody was out, at the beach, but we all were out there thankful for all those folks who gave the most, gave their lives for us to have the kind of freedoms that we have here in America, and we're all thankful for that. But we come off of that great weekend into a brand new weekend. We really start heading into the second half of this year. And I've got some big news that I want to talk about. This news is on a really cheery note. And that news is there's a new trend, and I want you to know that you're going to hear that trend first, right here. That new trend is paddleball. Paddleball is going to be the next best thing. I just heard about it myself. Now, I know you're saying, Phil, it's pickleball here in Southwest Florida, and pickleball is what's the new big thing. Paddle is what I'm hearing is going to supersede tennis, squash, badminton, even pickleball. Now, hear me out for a second. This game apparently is in 20 million people strong, over 6 million people just in Spain alone. It is purported that over 40,000 of these glass enclosed courts that use a paddle and a tennis ball at high speeds is going to end up here in America. Now, I don't know if it's true. I haven't even seen one for real. I'm just read a report about it over the weekend, and I got all jazzed up about it, and I thought maybe you folks might be interested in hearing about it. So I just wanted to lay that out to you. But let's get back to a little bit about pickleball here. About 3 years ago, I did a little study, and on the radio show, I talked about how big pickleball was getting. Well, I went back to take a look at it and see in 3 years how big pickleball has gotten, and I found out from a study that, actually an article that Jessica Golden just put out, CNBC. You're not going to believe this. Over 36 million people are now playing this sport. They're saying that people like LeBron James, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, these guys are all investing in teams. Apparently, investing in teams is one of the biggest number one investments that anybody could do in the sports business. There is one negative about it, and that has to do with real estate. You might not want to buy a house next to a pickleball court. That pop, 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 pop may not be something you like unless you're an absolute fanatic. Anyway, that's my story about pickleball. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the real estate market in general. Interest rates, my friends, it's over 7%. That doesn't mean that there aren't good buys in housing. There are some great buys in housing. Prices are stable out there. Some are been reduced. People that are selling are looking to sell. Buyers that are out there are cash buyers. We're still selling to cash buyers. Interesting for this week, pending contracts have fell by 5%. Now, all year long up to this week, we have seen an increase of pending contracts. That's because of the demand. We've had supply and demand issues out there. We've had little supply, and there's been a great demand of people buying. But we're thinking that because these interest rates are still starting to climb, we've got a halt over the last week of people buying. And so the pending contracts have taken a big dip. We'll have to see whether or not that stays as a trend, and we'll have to keep an eye on that over the next week or so. So we'll see how that is. Nationally, we still have 398 contracts in the pending state. That's 14% lower than last year. Inventory did rise by 2% nationally. So we do have more listings, coming on the market. We'll just have to see how that pans out for the rest of the week, next week. Like, share, subscribe. We love you.